Hello, and welcome to Straight from Cloverfield, episode 34. I'm your host, Ralph. Today's topic is to not focus too much on past lives. When an individual becomes aware of past lives, they want to know more and they want to go backwards. And we try and stay in the present moment. And of course, many have past lives. But if you get too crazy about it and into it too much, you get raptured into the past. And you're in your next body now to create in the present moment, and you're no longer those past lives. You become one with it. But when you want to explore past life, then you divide yourself because you look at it as a separate part of you, which it is you, and that body went back to Earth as it does. But if you focus on it too much, you can have like a past life regression or the Kundalini awakening, and it can almost as if the past life becomes you, and like a walk-in, but you are you, but it's like an accessing it in your head because the Akashic record was accessed when you find this new knowledge about your past lives. So don't focus too much on them. I know some people can get caught up in them and seem to like become who they were. But you're you now. And this is the time in the present moment where we don't go back, because it's a form of body worship, because you are thinking about that body that you were, and the body goes back to the earth. And you think of it as a separate body of a past life, you're dividing yourself. It's split in your mind, so which isn't a healthy. It's not a healthy situation for the mind. You can't land in the hospital. You can't end up having to take medication because sometimes they can't come. They have trouble getting back to where they were because they got raptured into the past so far that it became that past life. And past life, it's good to explore that because to understand why you may have issues that you may have in this current life. So to learn and research it. But don't go to it. Don't because that's an old life. And that makes you divide yourself, like I said. That's basically what it is. You are one with it. It was your experience at that moment in the past. But the present moment is important to bring it all together because it's another form of dividing, like I said. So, I mean, past life it is interesting to explore because it can explain things that you may not understand in this life. But don't go back to it because that takes you right away from the present moment. That's the whole point of being here on this mission, because humanity continues to forget. They get distracted. And phones are a huge distraction. They get distracted from their own train of thought. And they lose touch. They need to get in touch with their inner soul and unite all this together because we're all one. And being against anything causes a divide that's not there because we're all one. So, because that makes anger and resentment, and it hurts the individual because we all one, we're not separate. Remember, separation is illusion. We are all one family. And we are all here on earth to lift each other up and embrace our family that we don't recognize in human form. So that's what it's all about. So don't get stuck in your past life. Remember who you are now, because you're very important and you're here for a reason, and you have the potential to do amazing and wonderful things to help others. We all have that part to play. And whatever we do, whatever our strengths are, our gifts. And not to sell our gifts. But if somebody offers, but not to be, to turn down an offer because that's what somebody wants to do, then that usurps their free will by turning it down. So always be grateful for whatever somebody wants to offer to you, and offer your gifts to them. So it's all about not putting each other down and saying things that may upset somebody, because why do that? Why cause that disturbance? Be grateful and learn things, and don't always assume that you know it all. Everybody's got something to bring to the table, and it'd be nice to have an Earth family dinner with everybody, all the beings that we love and love, sharing a nice meal and sharing things that some people may need help with. Like, we're all like a puzzle piece to somebody else. I got things to offer to bring in, so do you. So, Rainbow Warriors, unite and continue to help one another and share advice and share what you know. It's very, because you never know who could help, and that's why we do what we do. So remember not to focus too much on your past lives, because you are you now. Be you now in the moment. You are an infinite soul that had many experiences. So remember that. Remember, you are an infinite soul. So hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you on the next one.